He kinda looks like a Mortal Kombat character there. And if he was, I bet one of his finishers would be him singing hooks until your head explodes. What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. And what I have for you boys and girls today is my review for Hopsin's 4th studio album, Pound Syndrome. Now, I already reviewed 2 tracks off here, Crown Me and Fly, and I thought they were both pretty good. Crown Me had an aggressive, almost trap sort of feel to it, and even though Fly was a bit preachy and heavy-handed, I still liked the overall sound of it and the content about being true to yourself. But to find out more about my thoughts on those 2 tracks, just check out my videos and you can see for yourself. Now, the Pound intro kicks this album off with some pulsating bass, but it then changes over into some minimalistic production that has a bit of an eerie sound to it. Lyrically, Hopsin is just on some of that braggy shit, so there's nothing said here that's overly impressive. The song Forever Ill comes next, and this one has a really bad hook, which is a reoccurring theme on this album, and I don't know why Hopsin thinks that he has to sing on hooks. But then again, he kind of follows whatever Eminem does or has done in the past, so that makes sense. On this track, Hopsin sings that commercial niggas are jocking him, and he says that he has to kill them all. So again, this is some more braggy shit, and also some jabs thrown at MCs. And as we all know, Hopsin always has a chip on his shoulder when it comes to the rap game in general, and pretty much every other rapper out there. On the bass-pumping song, I Just Can't, he says that there's no real MCs left anymore, and the song Mr. Jones is all about Hopsin's peers who are hating on him and his success. And I'm not sure if this is aimed at anyone in particular, but this song definitely has one of the better beats on the album, and it kinda reminds me of some vintage Timbaland type of shit. But let's get back to the giant chip on Hopsin's shoulder. On the skit No Words, he rants and complains about how today's rap music just sucks, and then he proceeds to do an imitation and mockery of auto-tune rappers like Young Thug and Future. And if I'm being honest, to me, this was just some hatin' shit. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of that auto-tune style, but I actually liked Future's last album, and I can appreciate the need for simple, dumbed-down party rap or shit to blast in your car. And as far as today's rap music being terrible, I just hate when people say that, because this year alone has had a lot of great releases, and even last year had some good releases. So in my opinion, that's just not true. Today's rap music is good if you know what you're looking for, and you're not afraid to dig for it. Now, as expected, Hopsin brings his usual shock value to this album as well, and that is especially true on the track Ramona, which features Jaren Benton. This one is all about a crazed stalker female fan, and for the most part, this one to me just came across as a cheap Slim Shady / Tech 9 imitation. Because he's doing all types of voices like Eminem used to do back in the day, and the hook especially sounds like something that Tech 9 would put together. You'll know what I mean when you hear it. And Jaren Benton isn't the only Funk Volume member featured on this album. Swizz is on here as well, and so is Dizzy Wright. Swizz joins Hopsin to spit about Funk Volume's come-up on the song FV Till I Die, and on Fort Collins, Dizzy Wright and Hopsin reminisce about the time that Hopsin walked out on one of his tours, so that one is just a little bit of a sob story. And Hopsin keeps the personal shit going over No Hope's piano and string production, where he raps about how money can cause issues and problems between friends and family. And then on the song No Fucks Given, he spits about phonies and the people who have let him down in the past. But this whole album isn't about whining and complaining, because on the song My Love, he delivers a cringeworthy and sappy ode to his girlfriend. And he does it over some cheesy production. So really, this album did not live up to the expectations set by the 2 singles, and I think that's why track reviews can be a little bit misleading sometimes. It's easy to know if you love or hate just one track, but once you listen through a full album, there's so many more things that you have to take into account. For example, the hooks on this album are some of the worst hooks that I've heard all year, and the production just sounds very outdated in spots, and you might even say that it sounds a little bit like Eminem's first productions from way back. Now, I have this album at a 3 out of 5, and the reason I don't go any lower than that is because Hopsin can flow, and he can bring good content when he wants to, like on Ill Mind of Hopsin 7, where he delivers one long verse about his experiences with religion and how he views and thinks about religion. But the majority of this album is spent whining, hating, preaching, and complaining, and that's just not enjoyable to listen to for a full album, especially when the production and the hooks are kinda shaky. But that's just what I thought about Pound Syndrome. Hit me up in the comments section to let me know what you think, and do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, and you especially subscribe to my channel. Once we hit 5,000, I'm going to do an FAQ, so make sure you get your questions in. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.